Hello guys, I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. So today I have a Platinum Zen player. Lots of discussion here about controlling angles, harmony usage, Discord usage, and then just like the general paying attention to your friendly healer so your Ana doesn't have to use nade on herself and waste all her resources for no reason in particular. Lots of interesting discussion here. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Oh god. Right, so Vodcards, Raspberry, the intro is, I've been playing Zen recently since DPS queue times are so long, and Zen is secretly a DPS character. That's true. I have a basic understanding of this kit, as well as all priority, although sometimes I ignore this because my teammates complain about healing. I'm winning most of my games despite not really knowing much about playing support. My understanding is that the value Zen adds is the ability to massively increase the damage output and get Transcendence. I think I'm playing okay, but my teammates are usually mad at me for playing Zen and throwing. I want to see your thoughts and see if I'm playing Zen correctly or not. Your off healer won't thank you because off healers at this level really struggle. The combos you want with Zen at this level, I'd say, are Zen Ana, Zen Bap, Zen Moira. Other than that, the Zen Mercy picks really do struggle. And obviously Brig and Lucio aren't really an option because it's such low healing. So when you pick Zen, you kind of force your off healer into a box. You force them into the main healer box, and they have to do that, otherwise your team just dies. So they won't thank you. In terms of the rest of your team, what Zen is really good at is first off putting pressure on a specific person, like a Reinhardt. Very good at killing Reinhardts. He's also reasonable, not amazing, but reasonable at forcing angles. So if you're on this point, you can put a harmony on somebody pushing up here or around here, and you can force them to go deeper and allow them to go deeper. You can make these fights unfair on the off angles. That's quite a good option for Zen. But if you're doing that properly with and you want a pocket, obviously you pick Mercy instead, and you do the off angle with a Mercy instead. Zen also, apart from that, he packs a shitload of damage. He just does so much damage. So what you do is you just stay alive for a long time, keep your Discord on someone, ideally someone at the front so your Rhine's at an advantage, pocket someone on the side, and then just get slow value. That's the main game plan of Zen. Bro, in DBD the lowest rank is 20 and the highest is 1. Backwards. Zen on Junkertown attack is my favourite. Yeah, if we need main heals, I go Moira. Yeah, well, the thing is, then, is just not very much heal. So you force the off healer into the box. So you do not want ult charge. Let me be very clear on this. You do not want ult charge. So if you heal anything that goes on the Rhine, that your BAP's going to heal up anyway, and the Rhine's not threatened in terms of health, then you're just stealing ult charge from the BAP. He should get his ult first. He should always get his ult first. You don't want this ult charge. So what do we want to do with our harmony then? We want to put it on someone that wants to take a weird angle or somebody's under threat. So we either want it on the BAP, the soldier, or the McCree. We don't want it just on the Reinhardt for the first fight. Sure, you'll get some value by putting it on the Reinhardt. You'll be able to heal him. That is good. But realistically, it's not forcing a game-winning situation. It's just doing stuff. And you know in Overwatch, 90% of the stuff you do doesn't matter. And it's the 10% that actually matters. I thought the McCree was an enemy and wondered why you didn't hit him. Excellent. Put on Ryan because he has armor which equals 2 times healing right when he drops his shield. That is true. But realistically, this Reinhardt should be managing his own health right now. And you aren't fighting a resource battle. At the moment, you're not really fighting a resource battle. Sure, you are a little bit, the Rhine's health shouldn't be going down that much. But realistically, your Rhine can just stand behind cart, and he's absolutely fine. Until here, the poke phase hasn't started if the Rhine doesn't want it to. Your Rhine's a dumb dummy, sure, and he's holding his shield and just taking shield damage on it. But realistically, in Masters or anything like that, unless there's something like Ash Mercy or Widow poking. The poke phase hasn't started. You sit behind cart, everyone's safe, the rest of your squishies go up here. So maybe orb on Rhine if it's a choke and we need to push. You orb on Rhine if it's going to cause you an advantage in terms of resources in the straight up fight, and the straight up fight is the most important. You're not really gaining advantage by orbing him, because Bap's just going to heal him anyway. Like he's under no risk of dying. So right there, instead of this, enable this McCree to walk wherever the hell he wants. Make sure he doesn't die, because this guy's under much more risk of dying than this guy. Think of your orb exactly the same way as you think of like Zarya bubbles. It's onto the person at the most risk of dying at any point.
I understand.
Rhine versus Rhine will always win if you're healing and discording. Well, it also matters on the urges from Zarya, doesn't it? But the really strong thing about your discord against a team that doesn't have Zarya is they can't fucking get it off their Rhine. Once it's on their Rhine, as long as you peek line of sight every 3 seconds, that Rhine's going to have to sit with a discord on, and he's just going to lose eventually. You're going to lose eventually. Yeah, no Zarya on Junkertown attack or defense, yeah. Crazy. So this is risky, right? I get it. Like, she doesn't want to push in because the soldier's there. But if she just peeks back to here, she has a perfect line of sight on you and nobody else can challenge her. Like, you could have just died from here to here. This is such a good line of sight. So this is risky. I think what you normally do on attack here is you just go up top and then drop down to the left. Or you should have rotated a little bit earlier. You should have went up early. You could go into the ring with a soldier with him. Yeah, you can go under. Underneath kind of like limits you in terms of angles. So you see here, you can only shoot down pretty much to the right side. In order to get any damage on cart, you actually have to poke yourself around here, which can kind of screw you because it puts you in a corner and you kind of only have this for cover, which isn't fast cover. You know, the box in that room like Dynamite can come into it quite easily. So pushing up. Yeah. I love that you kept the discord on the Rhine. I like to start the VODs with kind of like an overarching theme for the character. And I think I've covered most of it in terms of Zen. But they're now on Rhine's area, so they can post the discord whenever the hell they want. Discord's on Rhine. Rhine is epping dead if you hit that second headshot on him. Like, that's the power of Zen. Rhines just can't do anything. They can't drop their shield ever, or they just die. Especially with Zen. Zen Anna McCree becomes a very strong comp. At higher levels, it's less of a strong comp because the Rhines will play around it properly, and the win condition of murder that effing Rhine doesn't work as well. But on lower levels, they're going to drop shield lows, they're going to get flashbang lows. It's easy. Karma, I've always said, just like post the stream when you do it and I'll watch it. Karma? Cats. I meant to say cats. I was reading Karma at the time. Sorry. I like that you have a Discord on when you go into trance. It was an okay trance. It wasn't amazing, but that's like barely ever charged, so you're good. So most important thing with the Bob is getting the Discord on it ASAP. ASAP. So look at all this damage. This damage could have been like down here by now if you just pop Discord on it. 1.3 times the damage. Like, it's not a lot, but it's less now. They changed it. Yeah. Put a harmony on the person outside your trance. Both of your orbs stay on the target during trance. Harmony's less important, obviously, because you're healing for shitloads anyway. But the Discord is very important to put on before Transcendence. Struggling a little bit on that Mercy. games are very similar. Cool. So we get a random headshot on their Hanzo because they drop shield. It happens. Cool. We'll take it. So we get the Discord on their Rhine. If the Discord was on the Rhine a second earlier, I think you just kill him. Zen just forces Reinhardt's to die so easily. Like, that's the main power of him. So if you think about Zen versus Mercy, Mercy's like most of the power is in the flanks, where Zen can put a bit of power on the flanks, and most of the power is on main. I think that's the difference, the main difference I'd say between the two characters. So just remember on Zen, you're forcing your other healer to play in a box of characters, which isn't very fun. Just being nice and giving Mercy a chance. I killed a Pharah but that Mercy was a few games ago. I don't know why she was randomly flying around when she was in bout, but I guess she was stalling. So you got the harmony on the Rhine here. Most important thing is keeping your other healer alive, so I want to see it on BAP very soon so he doesn't have to use his shift. His shift is a very important cooldown for him. It's the only sustain he has in the middle of a fight, and it allows him to stay close to the fight and continue brawling without having to take cover. And that's very important for BAP, because BAP gets very good value over a long period of time when he can just like shoot down a sight line. So being able to have a shift in the next 12 seconds, very important. Have an Ana of both Pog for this. Yeah, definitely. Who is Zen best paired with? Brig, BAP, or Ana? So on lower ranks, you'd never pair Zen with Brig. On higher ranks, it gets played because you're just like rotating in a clump, and generally people can't push into you. It stops Bull or Dive ever coming on you because they just get melted by stuns, and you aren't really playing the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt pushing war at higher levels, so nobody's really taking damage. Should I get takeaway today? Yes or no? It depends what you got in the fridge, doesn't it? I can't answer that without more information. Unless you're in Korea where you just go Zen and Mercy because you want to dive. Zen Brig versus Zen Mercy are very similar comps. They're very similar in how they work, what they want to do. Zen Brig has obviously a lot less sustain, right? But it's got a very, very much stronger core. So the group of people, the 3 people that are going to stay together constantly is much stronger in Zen Brig. But they can poke for less time. So Zen Mercy is the pokey comp, Zen Brig is the solid comp. Hey Ralph, I just got on. How did I miss my VOD review today? Escanor? No, you have not, my dude. No, you have not. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Probably tomorrow evening if I wake up in the morning. Obviously, if you look at the VOD submission channel, I'm doing about 3 a day consistently in the evenings, and then I'll do extra when I can. I have pigs and blankets, but only oven chips to do. No potatoes. Pig and blanket and oven chips and beans. Put beans in that meal, then it's a true kid meal. No problem asking on. No problem at all, dude. But you did miss Beth playing Overwatch, which is really sad for you because that's the best content ever. And you're one of the few people that didn't manage to find yourself a gifted sub today.
Oh, no need to rub it in. That's so mean.
Yeah, you got unlucky is what I mean. You did miss me and Ralph insulting Karma. Well, yeah. For the 50th time, it's pretty much 90% of the content in the stream is insulting Karma. Escanor, Karma eats individual parts of a meal at different times. Just so you're filled in. And that's a reasonable reason to bully someone. Ah, well, the anti came in. Kind of screwed. They can't block an anti when you're trouncing. Not really your problem. It's alright, I understand that you guys being assholes gets views. No Discord? Most important person to Discord fast. Lots of damage going into him. You're amping more damage if you get it on earlier. How long does that take? He's already on half health. He could be literally on a third health right now and almost dead. So it takes like twice the amount of time to go down because you don't get the Discord on him. This is the kind of situation where you, like, we're not in a straight up fight. We're kind of back in the poke phase because the rounds have got, like, away from each other. So what you should be doing now, it scrolled to a second ago because it matters more a second ago. So right now, we're back in poke phase, aren't we? You can't reasonably get to them. You're still poking anyway. So your priority should be stabilizing this Reinhardt, which you've got the harmony on them. Great. And then just charging a right click to go down and murder someone. The choice between right click and left click is the choice between more damage on left click, but you have to stay out in the angle longer, so you're more likely to die. Versus have to poke for less time. You've got a chance of getting a kill, and it does less damage. So, like, it's a really tough decision, but that's certainly one of the times why I just want to see a fireball. Why'd you stop it early? You stopped it early because Ryan's almost dead. Cool. But I think you'd lost that anyway. Karma's at the pork and gravy. Wait, does gravy count as an item that you eat separately?
I was thinking this a second ago.
Are you going to eat your gravy last?
Well, where does crackling come into this?
Yeah, what about the crackling on the pork? You drink it separately. But the true answer. Eat that first. True, the crackling is the best part. Just keep it in the gravy boat drinking. Just imagining Karma with like completely dry food for everything else. And just drinking a gravy last to like it's gonna moisten it in my belly. She says she pours the gravy over it, but that's not my headcanon. So we swapped on to Winston Sigma because Ryan's Ryan really wasn't working. It's jumping high. I like that you got the orb on him. You're allowing him to do something up the top. This is the situation where Mercy's just better at the thing you're trying to do, right? Because Mercy can pocket him, like full pocket him, like this. Whereas you can just throw a harmony, you're doing 30 like healing per second. There are situations like this where Mercy is like the better pick over Zen. Like you're struggling to apply your damage, Winston's just staying in there for no particular reason because he's a bot. Happens. Winston is huge orb priority, right? The person most at risk of dying or pushing the deepest angle is the orb priority. I say that should be more the thing to say. The person pushing the deepest angle. My mum has so much gravy it almost runs off the plate. No one get more once she starts using it.
My mum's exactly the same.
So the person at the deepest angle, what I just said, is the person that can go further and stay in that angle for longer and do more in that angle if they have harmony. You're doubling up on one direction and doubling up on one like pierce into their team. So this Winston can just make them F off if you've got enough pocket up here. And then you win the high ground and then you can fight from high ground. The gloopier the gravy, the better. Everyone knows it. Right, so like I put it on Genji's, Tracer's, Reaper's, Winston, etc. Whatever is pushing the deepest angle and is the biggest threat to their team, you double up on the biggest threat to them. I think is the best idea. So right here, who's at the most risk, Winston or the ulting McCree? I'd probably say the ulting McCree, but it's a toss-up. Like, Winston is, like, he's half health for a start, and he's pushing a very important thing. He's pushing the Ana. But down here, like, he could just all kill, so, like, it's 50-50. Okay. Yeah, skip the defense. Ralph, they're flirty in the chat. But Mom. Cool. Ralph, I remember that you said you like high-ranked Rhine Zarya Brawl comp, so I specifically made sure to get a good game from 4-3 to give you a good look at. The game was so hard. Yeah, I've looked through the ranks, so I'm really happy to see it. I love high-ranked Rhine Zarya Brawl, especially Rhine Zarya Ana stuff. Rhine Zarya Ana, even Zen. Zen makes it a bit too fast, and it's a little bit more boring with Zen, but, you know. I love it. Rhine Zarya Ana Brig. That's tasty stuff. So much sustain. It's basically the new goats is what I like. Hey, good job. You had a lot of risk there. So once you get to here, like it's not as bad. You can just drop. But this high ground, like they can still see your head when you're crouched there. By the way, just like it's very hard to get a good angle on it. So you did well. You did well. I'm not complaining. I pick games where I think I play well enough to show my general skills, but I know where I failed at some point. I don't think the individual game matters so much because, quite frankly, if you're not in Masters, everyone makes enough mistakes that you can pick up something. And unless it's a complete stomp or a complete crush from your team, most of the time you can pick up something. For the most part, I don't review my own VODs, mostly because in the moment I know what I've done wrong every single time. I'm just like, oh god, I've been an effing idiot. Every single time. I do look at the VODs afterwards and think through my games and think what I could have done better. I don't get much value out of personally doing them myself. Nice. So, who's the person pushing the deepest angle here? That would be the soldier. He needs to be alive as all hell. He's got all of this on him. He is the harmony target, and you pocket this soldier and let him stay there for as long as possible. Even if he's not getting anything done, he's pushing an angle that allows him to do stuff or just puts pressure on them. You end up having to trance him. You trance him and then kind of like get confused halfway through. What if I can't see him? You could see him a second ago. You definitely could see him. So we do that. Wrong speed. So when you saw him there, you know he needs the harmony, right? That's when you want the nut harmony. So you have him for like half a second here. You even have your crosshairs on it and you don't think of it. You thought he was going to be fine? Yeah, but it's the kind of situation where he's off at an off angle and he's under a lot of pressure. Yeah, if you just enable, like, he would have died to the charge anyway, so it didn't matter, but, you know. That's the kind of situation where the harmony could have made a difference. The harmony isn't very much healing. It's not very much. It just enables people to stay in stupid positions for longer. Maybe I could phrase it, you harmony the person doing the stupidest shit. I guess that works. Well, I noticed that... What I noticed is the top players, like you can distinguish 4-5 and 4-6 players from 4-3 players, is the APM and risk taken. I don't know how they do it. They take these risky angles that should be punished, but they somehow still clutch it and win. It makes no sense. In some ways, yeah. But in other ways, they know exactly the resources they have at their disposal. They know exactly what they have, and they know exactly what the enemy has to push at them. If they're taking a 1v1 duel, they take a 1v1 duel properly, for the most part. Obviously, people at 4-3 fuck up all the time. People at 4-6 don't tend to as much. But if you look really in depth at the kind of fights they take, sometimes they're throwing, sometimes they fuck up, but most of the time there'll be safe fights for them or fights where they're at an advantage. Don't actually have to changing his aggression. Yeah, he just has more game sense than you. He just knows when to change his aggression. I wish there was an option to change BAP to right click to go through full health targets or not. That would just be a straight up buff to the BAP and everyone would use it though. These kind of players that played for years at a really high level pretty much have the kill feed ingrained in their head. They don't need to look at it. They already know it. They know what's dead, what hasn't died. They know where every single person on the team is and the enemy team at all times. Karma's popping to the shops for more gravy. Be right back in a bit. Baking paper and gravy. Yeah. Her after meal snack of gravy wasn't good enough, so she needs more. More frozen cookies, yeah. Blood hasn't popped in, so I don't think I'm going to do his tonight. I think I'll skip that one. Maybe do it tomorrow morning or something like that. Blood does turn up occasionally for the mornings. Then left clicks at 2 times speed. It feels good, doesn't it? So do you want the ult charge or do you want the Anna to get it? Realistically, this nano blade is the most important thing, so why are you healing the Reinhardt? He's not under any risk, he's safe.
I need healing. I need healing.
I need healing. I assume you're English. Can you confirm an English muffin is your favourite bread? Muffins aren't bread. Muffins and muffins, they're separate. They're a separate type of food stuff. I wish there was a healer that shot their friendlies to heal them. Yeah, their rate of fire was super fast. Should make like a hit scan, kind of like beam hit type healer. Bullying this is breakfast. Good harmony, really good harmony. Discord's not currently on, so you choose to right click on the Rhine instead of discording. I think you're on PC, aren't you? Definitely do the key bindings I suggest for Zen with the harmony on up scroll wheel and the Discord on down scroll wheel. You need to be able to Discord this guy the moment your right click's finished. You can actually interrupt this animation you're in at the moment into a Discord like that, but a little bit sooner. If you just use the scroll wheel, you can get it immediately. And that really matters in situations like this, because generally when you've got a full right click on a target, and they're under threat from your team, you need it on immediately. I have it on the mouse button. But if you think about the mouse button, you can't spam it. You can't spam it very fast. You just click, 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 click. With the scroll wheel, you can get it at the moment you can get it on. Split seconds do matter. Especially with abilities that you're going to want to spam on people. I'll be right back. I'm driving home. See you soon.
Ready for transaction.
Rumbles, I didn't know you were around. How you doing? Thank you very much. Nice to see you again. Thank you. This is like my my after birthday celebrations coming in. All the credit cards from my friends and relatives, the birthday cards are coming in, and they all have money in them. Thank you, Rumbles. I appreciate it. Rumbles, your VOD is quite down in the list. It will take a couple of days to get to it. I took one day off, and everyone was like, submit the VODs, submit the VODs. So there's like 12 in there. It's doing very well, mate. Beth played Overwatch earlier. Might want to check out the VOD. It's quite good. She won one game. We lost 2 games after that, but that was due to like good Tracer players.
Yeah, other people.
Tracers and Widows, yeah. If anyone, by the way, if anyone wants to be here live for the VOD review, just edit it into your message, and I won't do it until you're here. Like, that's cool. If you're fine having it linked, I'll just do it whenever. But yeah, don't be disappointed that I've done it because you haven't put it in the message. Let's have a little quick look back. That was a trance. Yeah, the trance was early. You're not chancing to heal the grav damage, are you? You're chancing to heal the spam into the grav. Like, you see you've got a Reinhardt with a full shield at the front of the grav, right? Reinhardt with a full shield, so they're fine. If you waited till here, you probably could have got a Discord on their Rhine before you went into trance. That would have been the most value. Like, whenever you trance into a grav, look for Discord before you do it. That can really matter, because this Rhine can effing die. He can die so fast. Yeah, way too early. Yeah, look, the dragon's not even finished by the time you come out of it, basically. So, like, I get it. They've grabbed you trance. It's kind of like I hear the voice line. I press the button. It's like, I'm a simple man. I hear like, I hear the voice line. I press the key button. But you know, I think I was worried I was too far. No, that's fair. But that's just lack of experience on the hero, isn't it? It's not anything else. Nice. I like that you kept the Discord on the Mercy, even though you couldn't shoot her. Like, you put the Discord on the Mercy, then went onto the Ashe, but you didn't reapply the Discord, so you left it for her to die. Very important, keeping Discords on targets. VODs, what are your comms like this game? Because comms are a very important part of Zenyatta. Very important part of Zenyatta. And what do... So we've just Discorded the Mercy on cart. What is the call out? I never use chat ever. Well, you're at a competitive disadvantage. What call out do we use for a Mercy on cart discorded? We don't say Discord because we're a Zen. They know we apply Discords. We're target calling. So yep, no, not Mercy Discord. We don't care about telling them they're discorded. The Mercy's the target. Kill the Mercy is the call out basically. Mercy cart. So character location is what you want. They're going to assume they're discorded. If they don't assume they're discorded, it's fine anyway, because the thing you call is the target. Mercy cart is what you call. Mercy feeding, yeah, well, feeding probably takes a little bit longer than any other call out. But yeah, whenever you got it. So if I discorded this Ashe and wanted people to kill him, I'd say Ashe high. That would be my call out for the Ashe. Mercy fed, true. So what does this Genji want? You're playing this Genji. You have no idea where the Discord's on. And somebody says Ashe high to you. You would just dash it. Like, if you're at any higher level, you just dash it. So that's the kind of call out you need to make. Target location. Target location. Stop neglecting your Mercy. Your Ana. If your Ana has to self-nade, you're losing out on so much value. Mercy trash. Yeah, do you have Dolby Atmos for headphones? Maybe I should make talking about Dolby Atmos kind of like Ninja when he talks about Twitch Prime. Has anyone heard of Prime? Have you heard of Dolby Atmos for headphones? Do we have to do a bronze check on this guy? Probably. Bronze check. Hey, have you guys heard of Prime? So you're kind of ignoring your Ana, and that's kind of screwing you. Most important thing is keeping yourself alive. Second most important thing is keeping your friendly healer alive. Focus on yourself and your positioning. Make sure your friendly healer is safe, and then you can go do the cute stuff. You need to keep Ana alive, and you're just kind of ignoring it. Look at this. You have no idea this is going on. Yeah. I tried to find her. Well, you shouldn't ever have to try and find a friendly healer. If you're playing an off healer or a main healer like this, the number one person you need to know where they are is your friendly healer. So you should know them at all times. So tracking their location, very important. Very important. There should never be a situation where you're like, oh, my Ana's dying. Where is she? Because you should already know. Cool. Of course, none of this will matter in Overwatch 2 when every single healer has passive health regen. Christ. Cool. Well, I hope that was useful to you, VODs.